on? Okay, we are live, I think. No. Are we? Okay, we are live. So guys, today the session is going to be on the topic about BARC. I'm going to explain about the job perspective, and also I'm going to talk about how you can crack this examination. There are two types of people over here. One who is going to appear for BARC 2020 itself, and the second one who are going to appear in 2021 or in future. So it is good that I explain 100% about BARC. Today we will be having a session lasting for half an hour, that is 30 minutes, and we will discuss everything that you need to know. Right. So before we start, you can find out a little bit about me. Sorry guys, we have the mic now so that you get audio crystal clear. So I was talking a little bit about me. Few of you guys might be knowing who I am. For others who do not know, my full name is Ashish Ranjan. I have cracked this examination that I'm talking about, also joined this job. I've been over there for 1 year as a trainee scientific officer and 2 months as a scientific officer C until I joined ISRO. So I joined in 2017, I cracked in that year also, but this written test I've cracked in 2017 and also in 2018. So I'm having sufficient information to talk about it. In 1 year training during my BARC training school, I got a degree in nuclear science and engineering, and these are few of my other qualifications. I've done my BTech from Sikkim Manipal Institute of Technology. I was a bronze medalist over there with a CGPA of 9.57, and I also got selected in IIT Bombay Design in 2017 itself. In 2018 I got an All India rank of 4 in ISRO. Few of my hobbies, you can read it over here, and if you have any questions you can just put it down in the comment section. Right side you will be seeing, and I'll be talking in any matter that you want to talk me about. MacBuddy says after long time live session. Yeah, this is the first time I'm on YouTube, but definitely I'm liking it. So we are going to start, but anytime you have any question, you can definitely put it down in comment. Right side you can see it going. So your questions value us a lot, and we'll be definitely talking about whatever you want us to talk about. But it is very important that your topic should be related to BARC. This is the topic of discussion, and trust me, I've talked about this topic before, and half an hour is not always sufficient for it, but we'll try to cover as much as possible. So we'll start from people who are going to appear in 2021, and also later we are going to talk about people who are coming in 2020. So this is how you start your preparation. You might be wondering that I want to become a scientific officer in BARC, or what we call BARC scientist. If you are aiming at that, then what you need to know that the preparation of BARC is not different from GATE examination, and that is the prime reason I'm saying that you need to focus on your GATE preparation. And if you have failed in GATE examination, you have failed in GATE examination, but your preparation for GATE examination will be helping your BARC examination, right? Audio is clear? Okay, let us see if you are having some questions. Otherwise, we'll start the basic pattern that I'm having. Sound is low. Okay, we'll first fix this sound flow. Yeah, please wait guys, we are trying to fix the sound. Meanwhile, others can also join. Is out? Yeah, sound, there's some background noise. Yeah, this is playing. I think it is not streaming anymore. Oh no, it is streaming. Okay, it is coming from there also. Guys, we are trying to fix it. Please bear with us. Okay, guys, please test the sound. Is it perfect? Can I get something in comment? If the sound is proper, we'll begin. There's some lag also, a little bit of lag. Yeah. Something in comment. Yeah, I think sound is proper, we'll begin. Sound is proper, I think. There's some lag also. They're saying it is okay now. Yeah. Okay, it is fine. Okay, now we are going to begin. As I've said before, if you have any questions, feel free to put it in the comment section and I'll definitely get into it. But first, let us clarify what is going to be our path line. First, we are going to talk about how you need to prepare. That is the preparation strategy for BARC. Then we are going to come into what is the job prospect of BARC. And finally, we are going to talk about a little bit of placement, where they get placed and what is basically salary and everything that you need to know. So we'll start for people who are going to appear for 2021, and at the end of it, I'm also going to talk about people who are going to appear in 2020 itself. As you know, the examination is going to be starting from 15th of March and going to last somewhere till 19th of March. So it will be helpful if you are appearing this year itself. Alright, so the preparation for BARC is not much different from GATE preparation. GATE preparation is basically subset of all the other examination. So if you cover GATE syllabus, it is never going to go to waste, but it is the smallest syllabus, the most basic and most elemental syllabus. So cover that first, and then we start to branch out towards other examinations like BARC examination, engineering services examination, or ISRO examination, right? So basically GATE syllabus you cover 100%, but what happens in GATE examination, that everything is important. In BARC everything is not important, and you might be thinking why. The pattern of the paper itself will be telling you that everything is not important, and the previous cutoff what we have seen so far will also explain this properly. So listen to me, what is the pattern of examination? The pattern of examination is going to be 100 questions, 120 minutes. So you have to answer 100 questions in 2 hours. Every question is going to carry 3 marks. You mark the answer correctly, you get plus 3 marks. You make a mistake and mark a wrong answer, you'll get minus 1 marks. There will be a virtual calculator available over there. If you do not mark the answer, obviously you are going to get 0 marks. Now this is the pattern. What do we learn from it? From the previous cutoff, what we have seen, that in mechanical generally the cutoff goes even sometimes lower than 50%. Every question has 3 marks. That means that the total marks is going to be 300, but the cutoff goes as low as 100. We have seen that, sorry, 110. We have seen that happen. It has gone as low as 100 also, but that was before 2014, 2015. Right, in my year in 2017 the cutoff went 111. In 2018 the cutoff went as high as 152, but beyond that we have not seen in mechanical engineering. In 2019 it was 137. Let us talk about other streams. The cutoff in civil engineering goes as high as 200. It has happened, but generally when we look at chemical engineering, or even if I talk about science fields like chemistry and physics, the cutoff will be averagely 150. Below that or above that, but it will be around 50% of the total marks only. Now this gives you a very important key, that you have the chance over here to leave few of the subjects. Now to get 150 marks out of 300, what do we need? We need to solve somewhere around 50 questions. 50 questions will be easily giving you 150 marks, but obviously you will be making some mistakes also. So if your cutoff is going as high as let us say 150, 152, then 60 question attempt will be sufficient when you are making 4-5 mistakes, and after that also, after some negative marks also, you are easily clearing the cutoff. For example, in 2017 I attempted 50 questions and I cleared the cutoff with 120 marks, but in 2018 I had to attempt 60 questions to get 162 marks when the cutoff was 152. So it all depends on the level of difficulty of the paper. So you have the chance of leaving, even if you are attempting 60 questions, the total number of questions is 100. That means that you can leave 40 questions. Now there are two kinds of questions that you are going to leave. Number one, there will be a lot of complicated questions, right? Over here you can see that a lot of questions are at a level even higher than what you see in your GATE examination. It has happened. There will be a lot of questions which are at a lower level also than GATE examination, but that's something we see in every examination. In every examination, some of the questions will be very easy and some of the questions will be difficult. But in BARC examination, you can say up to 50% question will be above GATE level, right? So if it is very complicated, because over here time is a limit, because in GATE examination for every question you get approximately 3 minutes. Over here for every question you get approximately 1 minute, and because of that you need to consider the time, and if the question is going to take 5-6 minutes of your time, that is what you have to judge. So this is the first kind of question that you're not going to attempt. Now this part is very important for people who are going to appear right now. The second part is also important for people who are going to appear in future, that some subjects are not important. For example, industrial engineering is not important for BARC, machine design is not that important, production is a little important, but most important subjects are heat transfer, thermodynamics, strength of material, fluid mechanics. These subjects become extremely important. So if you are focusing on BARC, focus on these subjects. Also this will help you in written test definitely, but it will also help you in your final examination, final interview, because in interview also they are going to focus on these subjects only. So if your aim is BARC, if you want to become a scientist, if you want that research profile job, then you need to prepare in this direction, that the major subjects you should be super strong with. Now the subjects which are less important for written test, for example industrial, are zero question going to come from there? Maths is also in that category also only. Will zero question come from there? No, there will be 1 or 2 questions, and that's again where it becomes important that you have the chance of leaving few subjects. So if you are leaving 40 questions, why not leave a subject and not prepare it that well for the less important subject, so that if 1 or 2 question comes, it will be left and it will go in the total 40 questions that you are going to leave. But if you focus a lot on subject from which, for example from thermodynamics, strength of material, 10 to 12 questions will be coming. So if you are able to attempt those questions very well, you will easily crack the cutoff. So this is a basic scheme. If you are going to appear for BARC 2021, then, and you are very serious about that, then definitely focus on these subjects well. And I'm giving you right here that you have to be very good with concepts. You can crack written tests with good amount of practice and if you have a good numerical solving ability, but you will never get a BARC job until and unless you have a good concept. How to get good concept, and this is something that you have to build from now onwards only if you are going to appear for, let us say, BARC 2021, 2022, that ask why for everything that you study. You have to become a true engineer, a true scientist before you appear for BARC interview. It is not like they are going to ask a lot of complicated questions. This is a big misunderstanding among a lot of people, that they think that BARC interview is very difficult or it is impossible to crack. A lot of people think that it is just based on luck, but if you are good with basics, the simple things, the simple first law of thermodynamics, second law of thermodynamics, if you just know what is entropy, if you just know SFT, BMD, and you physically understand things, this interview is going to be very, very easy. Which brings me to the next point, that even if your GATE examination did not go that well, you have a good chance, because cracking BARC written test is probably the easiest thing to do when it comes to these high level jobs. Now when I'm talking about high level job, I'm talking about level 10 pay matrix. Over here your basic pay will be 56,100 plus DA plus TA plus HRA. These are the top level jobs of this country, and once you get it, if you join a particular post from these examination, there will be no one above you. There will be someone above you who just joined at the same post as you joined, right? So this is all about what BARC examination is going to be like, how you need to prepare. Now I'm going to go through some of the questions that you're asking. Yeah, so if you haven't put it yet, you can feel free to ask your questions. Okay, there's absolutely no question, or can you see some? Okay, if you have any questions, you can definitely put it over here. I'll be very happy to answer. Maybe there's some lag, so we'll be dealing with that. There are a lot of people over here live, and I'm sure that each and every one is having some question or the other. At least half of them will be asking, but I think that there will be a little lag. Okay, so we'll wait. Anytime you feel free to put your question. Okay, I have one question, that what is CSE cutoff? It goes somewhere around 140, 150 only, like other streams only. It goes up to that much only. So for that, again, you will have to attempt 50 to 60 questions. Now this is one thing for people appearing for BARC 2020, you need to know that in examination, if you're appearing in examination, never have any preconceived notion that BARC examination is very difficult, or this examination is very easy, or I'm going to attempt this number of questions. Now this is a big mistake that a lot of people made in 2018 when they thought that they need to attempt only 50 questions. Always give your best in a particular examination and attempt as much as possible with as much accuracy as possible. You have the probability of leaving around 40 questions, but the paper comes very easy. In that case, you will have to attempt somewhere around 70 questions, but it will never happen that you will be needing to attempt somewhere around 90 questions, right? So always give your best in a particular examination. Keep your cutoff in your mind. Now this is a way in which this is a probabilistic approach, that you keep probability in your head, that okay, 90% chance or 99% chance, looking at the previous cutoff, we can say that in mechanical engineering the cutoff does not exceed more than 152 or 155, right? Keeping that in mind, you will have a little idea that this many questions I should be attempting, but in examination, judge that. And one thing I'm going to explain right now, right here, for people who are appearing for 2020, that use two-phase rule in this examination. It becomes very essential if the examination contains all the questions of same weightage. For example, in BARC, all the questions will be having only 3 marks, right? So what that does is that every question is of equal importance, and that is why I said that difficult question, lengthy question which is going to consume a lot of time are to be left, because the same question is going to give only 3 marks, and some easy question which you will be able to solve in just 20 seconds will also be giving you same marks. So over here we are just collecting marks and cracking this examination. So over there you should keep in mind. Now two-phase rule is that we attempt a particular examination in 2 phases. So in first phase you will just skim through the questions from question number 1 to question number 100. You completely go through it. A lot of times what happens in BARC written test is that people do not even see questions beyond 80, and a lot of times I have seen it from 2 experience of mine, that question number 90 to question number 100 are very easy, and a lot of people do not even reach over there. So what I am saying is go from question number 1 to question number 100 throughout. Now how will we do that? Because time is limited, you do not attempt very complicated questions which are going to have numerical calculation. I've said that this examination is also going to have the same virtual calculator of what we have seen in our gate examination, right? So whatever question is going to have that much calculation, I do not want you to attempt in first phase. The first phase is going to last from 30 minutes to 50 minutes depending on the level of difficulty of the paper. How do we decide that? This is where you will understand whether this year's paper is easy or difficult. Once you go from question number 1 to 100, no, you only attempt the questions which you can attempt right there. You do not need to move your pen. You do not need too much calculation. In 0 step or 1 or 2 lines, you can get to the answer. In short, you can get to the answer in 30 to 40 seconds, right? So the questions that you are very well aware of, you have seen something like that before. So in first phase, you will be able to attempt somewhere around 30 questions. That will be done. All right. After that, once you have done that in, let us say, first 40 minutes, then what you will do? Again, come to question number 1. And in first phase, when you are going from question number 1 to 100, no, whatever question you know that yes, I know how to solve this, but you will leave that right there because it is involving some calculation, it is involving some brain input. So just mark it for review and leave it for later. In second phase, you just solve those mark for review questions, right? And that is how you go from 30 questions in first phase to, let us say, 30 question in second phase. To you can go more also if you have some time left after the second phase. That is what we call the third phase, and that really decides whether you're going to get selected or not. If you get to the third phase, definitely you are going to get selected because you are above the competition. Now I have appeared for BARC twice, ISRO thrice, engineering services twice, gate examination 3 times, and in all the examinations other than gate 2016, when I was not aware of the two-phase rule, I have used this, and it has definitely helped me a lot. This helped me crack ISRO and crack BARC twice. So I'm again going to see if I'm having any questions, otherwise we'll follow the general pattern. I'm offline. Can you see some? Actually my network is having some problem. No, my phone. No, I think now I'm getting it. Okay, we'll be answering your questions. Okay, does there is fixed amount of seat in each branch? Does it change every year? That is a very good question, Akash Srivastav. Yes, the number of seats change every now and then. In 2017, the mechanical people had 35 seats. That's the lowest we have seen so far. In 2018, it was somewhere around 52 or 59, but it was very high. In chemistry also, or physics and other streams also, we have seen the lowest amount of seat in 2017. And over there for chemistry, we saw somewhere around 14 or 15 seats. In physics also 14-15 seats. And other stream also, chemistry, we are seeing somewhere around 10 to 15. Highest goes for mechanical only, and if mechanical is 35, you can understand the rest will be lower than that only. Other will be somewhere around 10 to 15 only, but it changes every year. It depends on the number of vacancies present that year, and that is how they decide, and it is not disclosed until the final list comes out. No, nobody knows how many seats will be there. Unlike other, I think ISRO always discloses how many seats will be there in their notification itself, but BARC does not. So another thing, let us come to BARC training school, but let us first answer your questions because I'm having a lot of them. Please tell about important subjects to cover for entrance in physics. Shraddha, actually I've talked to one of my friend in physics department, and I also talked about on a video that how to prepare for BARC physics. I do not exactly remember what were the subjects, but I remember this much, that nuclear physics is important for you. The rest I do not perfectly remember because I'm not from physics background, but I have some information. Maybe next live session I can bring. The next live session is going to be, yeah, this is for your knowledge, that next live session we are going to have from 7:45. All right, the topic is going to be IIT and IST and future prospects of masters from India, and we are going to talk about that. We are also planning another session in which we are going to talk about masters abroad through gate examination or management through gate examination, or there are some scholarship in IM also through gate examination. We are going to talk about that. There will be total 4 sessions over here, me talking about these things on Unacademy. But Shraddha, be over there 7:45, and I'll tell you what are the important subjects. All right. Okay. Question is very lengthy, how to tackle. See, some of the questions will definitely be lengthy. If the question is taking, this is a general thumb rule, what you need to do if the question is taking more than 5 minutes, and that you have to judge, and that you will only be able to do if you have sufficient amount of practice. So definitely if you are appearing for 2020, have a lot of practice, right? What to practice from? Gate previous year questions, engineering services previous year questions, ISRO previous year questions, PSU previous year questions. Practice as many previous year questions as possible. Have that 1 minute 1 question type of mentality. If you are good with that, if you have done a lot of hard work over there, you will be able to judge a question properly. And you see a question which is very lengthy, you will understand that there will be paragraphs of statement given over there. So Definitely, if you feel that it is going to take a lot of time, you will understand, because I've seen that examination and there will be some big beams and eccentric loading is there. Now obviously you will not be able to solve. Some questions are even engineering services mains level, so that question has to be left at that point only, right? So that is how you judge how to leave a question. If a question is going to take, you think that okay, it is going to take 3-4 minutes, you solve it in phase 3. All right, at the end you solve it. Even in phase 2 you leave it mark for review, and at the end, once you have solved somewhere around 50 to 60 questions, now no more easy questions are left, you come to those kind of questions. Okay. Okay, how to go back? All right, so I've answered 2 questions. Good, you guys are asking good questions. What kind of question should I solve right now for BARC 2020? I've just answered that. Preferred subject for ECE. Okay, I've talked about all these things, but since I'm not from this background, I keep on forgetting. But I'll bring ECE and CSE, I'll note it down somewhere and tell you in the next session. Okay, be there. When will be BARC interview? So it starts from 15th May to 15th June. This is the general pattern that we have seen so far, and you will be getting a book. You can book slots. All right, the moment you qualify written test, you'll get mails, and you can book your slot depending on your comfort. I've talked about cutoff, Ashutosh. Maybe you can go through the recorded version of this later. Maybe you have joined late. I am 2014 batch. Does it affect the interview? I would not say if you can justify it. Maybe you were doing some job, maybe there was some other occupancy. You can tell it over there in the interview hall. They do not care generally. If you are eligible, and by the way, eligibility is 26 years as on 1st August 2020. So see if you are eligible, and if you are eligible, I do not think that it matters. That was a question by Sunil Sudhir. Yogesh Yadav, what is the weightage of maths for W? As far as I remember, maths does not have much weightage. Mechanical, it does not have a lot of weightage at all. And like I've said, I've talked about all the streams, but I'm not remembering everything because I've done it a year ago. But you can see those videos maybe if you find some information. Can say for the average students, okay. ISRO scientist level question enough for BARC? It is not enough, but it is recommended. You should definitely solve it, because ISRO is also having the same pattern of one question or 1 minute. Alright, I think we are reaching the end of questions. I'm good at only 70% of syllabus. To do better in BARC, should I learn the remaining syllabus or just learn the basic of remaining? I had enough only with 5 days. I've left with only 5 days. Learn the basics. Definitely do not learn the basics at this moment. You have to study the only things that you can apply. The examination is pure application of engineering, and whatever you learn in the last 5 days will not be sufficient for you to apply. So focus on your strong subjects, and over there also pick the subjects which are important for BARC. If it happens that the 30% of the subject which you are not strong in, if some of those subjects are very essential for BARC, then you can focus on that. Otherwise you can leave those subjects. Okay, you have to open it. All right, which is the best book for production? There's a book by Swadesh Kumar Singh. It is very good for engineering services and GATE and PSUs. Rate BARC difficulty as compared to GATE examination. See, an examination is not difficult or easy. Competition becomes difficult or easy, and that remains the same for a particular year. The only thing is that you have to understand the examination. If you're saying I pick a gate question and I pick a BARC question randomly, I would say BARC question will most likely be more difficult than gate examination. But the thing is that you have to play the game according to the strategy that I've told you guys. So you have to leave those kind of questions and invest the time on the easier questions. And it is not like you can leave all the difficult questions. You will be solving some of the difficult questions so that you reach that cutoff, but try to do it as less as possible, because you are getting the same amount of marks from easy questions as well. All right. Okay, I think that is about it about today's session. Shall we end it? Yeah. Okay, guys. I'll see you again at 7:45. It's just a 15 minutes tea break. You take it and you come back. I'll bring the important subjects for computer science and electronics. Electronics, and we'll discuss that. In the beginning only I'll talk about that. So Shraddha, be over there. And for others, the session is going to be on future prospects for through GATE examination, the higher studies in India, that is IITs, ISC, and even if you have low GATE score, how can you get admission in IITs in MTech, MS or PhD. That's about it, man. Thanks for watching. See you next